Hi, I'm Dave Ferreira. I am the husband of Diane Ferreira of She Opens Her Bible and She Sows Scripture. So today we're actually going to be doing some things from the Artza collection. Artza is artisans from Israel, so you know these things are coming straight from the homeland. And so I'm really excited about making three things today. But first, let's actually go into the Artza Box, which obviously the first thing you need to do if you're going to go ahead and make some things to have an apron. And actually this one from the Milk and Honey collection of this month actually has an apron, which is going to be awesome to kind of go through. You want to be hygienic, and so we also have our honey and oat milk luxury soap. So that one we already went ahead and prepped. There's also comes in here a book, which for me, I can use directions pretty well. So it has a lot of things in here about some of the ingredients that are actually going to be in some of the foods that we're going to make today. Also a little bit of bios of the artisans as well. So educational, and in addition to being very logistic and oriented. So you really get to learn about where these things come from within the Holy Land in Israel. Next thing, actually, totally use these salad scoopers. Right now I've been using forks. This is going to be pretty helpful for where we are going to be at today. All right. The other thing too, and this is going to be for one of the things we're going to go for this morning, is rich granola with date syrup and chocolate chips. All right, that I'm going to show you in just a little bit. A couple other things within the box right now is going to be, for when we do make our meal, a beautiful runner. So that is going to be really awesome. We're really excited about this component. So with the salad scooper, you see here, the backs of it also has some Hebrew in there as well. So we're really, I'm looking forward to actually using these. These look to be very, very high quality, definitely not flimsy. You can tell that artisans really put some time into making this. All right, so the first thing we're going to be making is something that I think guys would get really excited about. I love to barbecue. And so what we're going to be doing is putting together actually first a marinade for some chicken wings. Love chicken wings. And so what we're going to be using from the Artza collection from this month is actually the orange flavored date syrup. Okay. Actually, you can tell that the bottle's been used a little bit. I've actually already tried some of this before with something else, and it is absolutely amazing. I love it. So what we're going to be doing for our marinade is we're going to be putting in, it's pretty simple. I like to keep things super simple. A third of a cup of honey. Okay. So this honey you can get anywhere over within the store. Okay. Next thing, a quarter cup of our orange flavored date syrup from the Artza collection from this month. Again, this will give it a nice, rich, dark color as well, which is going to be nice for it to stick to the chicken wing. Really add some nice color when we're going to go ahead and actually smoke these wings. Okay. Next thing is garlic. It's a honey garlic. And so we're going to do one very heaping scoop of garlic. A tablespoon of a heaping scoop there. All right. And last thing, but certainly not least, I like a little bit of salt in there. So we're going to do a little bit of soy sauce, just a teaspoon of soy sauce. All right. So we're going to go ahead and actually mash this over here together. Okay, but before we really start getting into cooking and starting to mash these things together, I got to put on an apron. Now, because I'm going to be smoking some meats, honestly, this apron is so nice, I don't want to go ahead and get this dirty yet. And so we're going to go ahead and do something else that we've seen. Okay. So, safety disclaimer, all right, it's okay. I watched this on a YouTube. All right, and also sorry for the dog. He just wants to chime in and be included in the video as well. All right, so once we go ahead and got this nice and mashed up, now it's time to actually chop up our chicken wings. And just to let you know too, well, I really don't have a smoker at home. There's actually a good way to go ahead and get one. I actually have a cast iron smoker right over in here. I'm actually soaking some post oak wood chips. So even if you don't have a smoker at home and don't want to spend $1,000 or more on a brand new smoker, this you can actually get for about $20. And this will allow you, where if you have a gas grill or anything like that, to go ahead and smoke the chips so that you can go ahead and cook your wings. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and chop up some wings. Okay, So now we're going to go ahead and cut up our chicken wings. And what I like to do when I'm doing this is I always like to dance around. So there'll be some music in the background. Actually, the music is from She Opens Her Bible. And so, because when you're playing with knives, it's safe to go ahead and dance around. Right. So what we're doing here is we're actually going ahead and just sliding right along with in between, and see how nice, easy it cuts open. There you go. Have the webbing actually faced towards you. So the web faces me. Just cut right through. All right, you actually have the webbing facing away from you. You go through. And this one is about 4 pounds of wings that I went ahead and got from the grocery store. Last one, again, webbing towards you. And just go ahead and slice, nice and easy. All right, hygiene. We're gonna go ahead and wash our hands with our honey oat milk luxury soap. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and actually mix together all the chicken wings in the marinade before we throw it into the fridge. Now there's a certain, very specific technique to make sure that you properly marinate the wings. And again, it's got to go to music. Should probably move the knife. All right, I think they're nice and marinated. Oh, didn't see you there. Well, if you're like me, you actually don't have a lot of time for breakfast, whether it be because of family commitments, work commitments, or you got bronchitis. You ain't got time for that. So what we're gonna do is actually make a very simple ingredient thing that you can have for breakfast. Okay, our first ingredient is non-fat plain Greek yogurt, about 3/4 of a cup of that. I have a little bit of a sweet tooth, and so what we're going to add into there is a teaspoon of stevia, and so because that's a healthy alternative to sugar. Right. Then we're going to do 1/4 cup of the rich granola with date syrup chocolate chips. Actually, first let's mix this the stevia into the yogurt. And then we're going to add in the chips. And then finally, last thing, super easy to make, a handful of blueberries. From there, you can have a nice blueberry yogurt with a date syrup and chocolate chip parfait. Not just yogurt, it's a parfait. And may I add that the apron came from the milk and honey collection of the Artza Box. All right, so what we did was we marinated those wings for at least an hour, went down, cooked them. So again, what I did was I put them in my little smoker. Again, if you don't have a smoker at home, you have a gas grill, you can get one of these. And then I just use basic post oak, soaked it for at least an hour as well there, so you can smoke the wood chips. So cook that at 275 for about an hour. For the temperature of the wings, about between 165 to 175. Went ahead and pulled the wings and then put it in here and covered it so that can settle for about 5 to 10 minutes. Let those juices kind of go in. I can tell you my neighbors were actually saying this smells incredible. So I am really looking forward to digging in because as you see here, we have a nice golden color flavor. I will say that this marinade worked out beautifully again with the orange flavored date syrup from Artza. Really added this nice glistening color to it. And so, but the most important thing is to go ahead and dig in and actually make sure that it goes ahead and actually tastes really good. Oh my God, that is juicy. So definitely recommend that you go ahead and try this at home and let me know how it goes. All right. Does your wife like cake? Well, I think many do. And you should make a cake for many different reasons. Is it Sunday? Cake. Did you accidentally win an argument against your wife? Cake. Because, disclaimer, you never actually win an argument with your wife. All right, so with that, we are going to go ahead and make a spice cake with raisins and cream cheese frosting. But what we're going to do is also add in a few ingredients from our Artza Box, milk and honey box this month, which is going to be a honey spice cake. And so this is really, really good. So what we're going to do first, we're going to do one package of perfectly moist spice cake. Pop that in right over here. Next thing is we are going to take our honey cake. All right, this goes to any recipe whatsoever, but my wife's favorite cake is the spice cake. So, and I gotta say, I have tried this, this is really good. So 3 tablespoons of the honey cake seasoning mix that go into your batch here. So go ahead. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's done there. 3 large eggs. Half a cup of vegetable oil. And 1 cup of water. And we're going to start to mix this up a little bit. I have greased the sheet with some beef tallow. But you can use any type of grease and mixture, or vegetable oil, olive oil, whatever it might be. All right, and after about a minute of doing this and shaking around, we're going to go ahead and add our raisins. I'm all out of dance music today. So I'm going to sing, making some cake, delicious, delicious cake. So yummy. It's about a minute there. Let's add in our raisins. 1 cup of raisins is basically what we're popping into here. You can, that's really over to taste, but about a cup is kind of what my wife likes. And this is about what my wife likes. Again, no particular reason why we are making this cake other than it's a great day to make a cake. We already made our wings, we already had our girt, and so now we're on to cake. All right, mixture is looking pretty good here. I've put the oven in at 350. So the oven is ready to go. And you want to get as much of this batter in there as humanly possible Why waste good cake? Okay. And we're going to pop it in for about 23 minutes and then check on it. Okay, so it's just been over 23 minutes, and so now our cake is nice and cooked. And so what we're going to do before we put on the frosting is that we have the orange flavored date syrup again from Artza. So again, we've used it for wings, we're using it for this, very universal. So we're just going to sprinkle some of this over the top, and we're then going to brush it on to just put a little nice coat on top of it. And what this really does, in addition to giving it a little bit more flavor, it also helps lock in a lot of the moisture. It definitely does make this a little bit more moist than what we've normally had without it. So definitely recommend that if you're going to make this, make sure you add this step to the recipe, and this will really, I think, make a little bit of a good moisture difference overall here. So just sprinkle on a layer of glaze. And then what we're going to do now is take our brush, pop it on. All right. And as you can see here, it's going to give it a nice color. Probably going to add a little bit more on here. Okay, there we go. Make sure we keep all of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit now for a little bit over an hour before we put the frosting on. And the reason for that is because it's a cream cheese frosting, and if we put it on while it's too warm, it will go ahead and melt. So in order to prevent that, we want to make sure this cools down enough. So we will check back in about an hour, just over an hour, I would say, and we'll add the frosting, and then we are ready to do the favorite part, which is go ahead and eat it. All right. Okay, now we're at the final and favorite part. So it's been a little bit over an hour since we went ahead and got this out of the oven. As you can see, it's actually kept its nice glossy glaze here, so we can trap in that flavor and that moisture. So now we're going to use 2 containers of cream cheese frosting. So that's a lot, but of course this is good. All right, so it's going to go ahead and pop it in. We're going to go ahead and spread it out over on the cake. And just to let you know that with this video, there will be a link to Artza, and also with it, there'll be a code for 20% off your either first purchase or first box with Artza or the annual subscription. So either one that you want to go with, but 20% off is really good. Again, so all we're doing now is just finalizing the last bit of cream cheese here and making sure we're getting across the entire cake. And then once this is done, the absolute favorite part of the day, which is to go ahead and have some dessert. This also does keep, just to let you know, for about 4 or 5 days. So invite your neighbors over, invite your friends, because they will absolutely love this. And you can brag about how you have the absolute most amazing cake in the neighborhood. All right, we're just wrapping up the last bit, getting every last little piece here. All right, I want you to go ahead and try it out and let us know in the comments how it works out for you. And now, it's time to actually cut my wife a slight or medium or large piece. All right, have a good one.